Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's going on? Hey, how you doing? How you feeling? How you living on this Sunday evening for me? Maybe afternoon for you, morning time, whatever time of day it is. I hope that you are doing spectacular, superb, wonderful, terrific. Yes, I know I came on a little bit later. So I'm hoping that people got I sent out the flyer ahead of time. I made sure I did it earlier in the day so that people can be prepared for the time change of it being this week for 8 o'clock. I said 11. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. What's going on, y'all? See, I got a couple of viewers in here. Come on, everybody. Come on in this room. Come on in because it's Read Aloud Sunday. This is one of my favorite days of the week because I love being able to spend time with you guys in community reading these books. And this week is special because I have a new book. A new book, y'all. Shout out to Dr. Islam. Okay, she is my literacy comrade, my literacy mentor, and she recommended this book, okay? And there's a few other books as well that I got in the book crate, okay? Book crates that I am looking forward to reading to you guys. So welcome. Again, for those of you first time joining, my name is Miss Sasha, founder and executive director of ABC Read, the nonprofit organization that I started over 10 years ago with a mission to develop and nurture a culture of literacy in our Black and brown and underserved communities throughout greater Cleveland, y'all. That's right. We are filling up home libraries with books like this, the one that I am intending to read to you all this evening. We have read alouds, reading experiences, as we like to call them, activities, games, and we've been doing this, again, we started over 10 years ago. Go to our website, abcread.org. Hey, how you doing, Sasha? What's up? Oh, I'm so glad that you are here. Yes, thank you. I love it. I love all the love, all the hugs, all of that. And we're about to go ahead and get started right now, y'all. This is what y'all here for, right? Yes, the book, Go Forth and Tell. That's right. Go Forth and Tell, the life of Augusta Baker, librarian and master storyteller. Have any of you all heard of her? Put in the chat if you heard of Augusta Baker. My first time hearing of her was last week. Last week was when, again, my mentor and literacy comrade, Dr. Islam, out of Philly, y'all, she recommended this book. She gives a lot of great book recommendations. She writes phenomenal book reviews. And I was like, who? Augusta Baker? Never heard of her. She was in that librarian space, the reading space. Well, if this is your first time hearing of her, I feel very special because I'm able to be the one to introduce her to you all right? And if it's not, then hopefully you'll learn something new. So let's go ahead and dive in. The author of this book, written by inaugural Black Caucus ALA Award honoree, Breanna J. McDaniel. The illustrator, illustrated by Coretta Scott King, Illustrator Honor Award winner, April Harrison. So them sound like two sisters, okay? You got Breanna and you got April, okay? They came together for this book. I know, right? That's how I be feeling. It's like, dang, man, you know, a lot of these folks, our people done so much and then we just not hearing about them. Well, that's all right. We ain't about to do that to ourselves. We're about to learn together. Okay, let me take the sleeve off of here because it's going to bother me as I'm holding the book. All right, here we go. I'm loving these colors. Green is one of my favorite colors, y'all. Yes, it is. All right, here we go. Ooh, we master storyteller, y'all. Let's find out about Miss Augusta Baker. Okay. Augusta Braxton Baker grew up to be a master storyteller. But before that, she was an amazing story listener. Growing up in Baltimore, it didn't matter whether she was sitting at the kitchen table, walking to the store, or relaxing under a tree. When her storytelling grandmother started her tales, Augusta stopped, stuck out her eager ears, and listened. Her grandmother's lilting, tilting voice shaped incredible worlds and passed them down to Augusta. Through that voice, she traveled to where Brer Rabbit laughed in briar patches and where Arthur gallivanted with Excalibur. In these worlds, people who started out discarded and mistreated became heroes who slayed dragons or used their smarts to get themselves out of trouble. These stories taught Augusta that where there's a will, there's a way, and she never, ever forgot that. Augusta was enchanted by words and the way they could change how she thought and learned. Could she become a storyteller too? Could her stories help other people become better listeners? It was time to find out. Augusta pocketed her grandmother's stories and took her own lilting, tilting voice to a teacher's college in Albany, New York. In school, one of her teachers taught a lesson on folk stories. Augusta's grandmother's tales jumped joyfully to the front of her mind, and Augusta knew they were part of a bigger story, a story of movement and courage. The tales begged to be plucked from her memories and retold. Augusta knew that her calling was to be in front of a crowd, raising her voice and guiding children of all ages through the wide and wonderful spaces of her stories. That calling took her to the 135th Street branch of the New York Public Library in Harlem, where Augusta became a children's librarian, happily sharing stories with others in her community. Many of the children Augusta served in Harlem were African American, but there were hardly any books with Black people in them. The ones that the library did have were rude, mean, and just plain wrong. Augusta realized there was a lot of work to do, but where there's a will, there's a way. She knew that the eager listening ears of young, solemn James Baldwin and poetry-loving Audre Lorde deserved to hear stories where they laughed and gallivanted. She knew they could one day tell their own stories if she only showed them how. James Baldwin said, "I often wonder what I'd do if there weren't any books in the world." Audre Lorde said, If I didn't define myself for myself, I would be crunched into other people's fantasies for me and eaten alive. She decided to use her voice, not just to share the stories she already knew, but to search out new ones and even create some of her own. Augusta remembered how the heroes in her grandmother's stories sometimes started out at the bottom, but would rise up. She wanted Black children to have heroes that rose up and looked, talked, and shined bright, just like them. She created the James Weldon Johnson Memorial Collection at the 135th Street branch to showcase honest, caring depictions of Black folks. And she shared and published her lists so countless others could learn from them. She went out of her way to support educators, librarians, and writers, and they supported her too. Educators like Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black history and founder of Black History Month, and librarians like Augusta's colleague in Chicago, Charlamagne Rollins, the first Black president of the American Library Association's Children's Division. Authors and artists like John Steptoe, Virginia Hamilton, Tom Fillings, and Walter Dean Myers, who created stories for and about Black people, sharing their lives and experiences around the globe. Eventually, Augusta became the coordinator of children's services in all of the New York Public Library branches. She was the very first Black person to ever hold that position. Known as the mistress of storytelling, Augusta traveled all over the country, gifting people her time and her stories. It didn't matter where she was, teaching classes at Columbia University, hosting a radio show, or on the set at Sesame Street. As one journalist said, wherever Augusta went, she painted worlds with her words. Full, bright worlds for the children who make our own world whole. In 1980, Augusta accepted a job created just for her as the master storyteller in residence at the University of South Carolina. To this day, the city of Columbia honors her with an annual festival called Augusta Baker's Dozen. There, under trees and tents with food and friends, griots and authors tell tales, shining a bright light and painting a more brilliant, bold world with their words. Go and have a listen. The end. Nice. And this is the timeline right here showing when she was born. Actually, wow. She was born April 1st, 1911, y'all. So her birthday is a couple days away, right? Awesome. And she was born in Baltimore, Maryland. And then it just goes through all of the timeline and the things that she's done. You guys put in the chat, hey, what's going on? What's up, my people? Love it. Oh, man, I love to see you guys here. How many of you have heard of Augusta Baker? Here's the back of the book. I love to always show the beautiful illustrations. Our illustrators, shout out to them. They do a phenomenal job. When I see great illustrators, I always love to give them pub because I know we shout out our authors, but we got to make sure that we are shouting out and recognizing our illustrators as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. I hope that you all learned something new. Make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, okay, about our amazing Read Aloud Sundays. And now it's time for the Kahoot game. If you are new here, this is what we do, okay? So after the story, I create a Kahoot game to go with the story, to test your knowledge. So this is a fun communal way. Everybody's having a fun competition where we're learning together. So if somebody gets something wrong, this ain't about what we celebrating, because it's all about us learning together, okay? So I'm about to share the Kahoot. And how Kahoot works is I'm going to put the site that you go to. You can download the app if you are using it from your phone or on your tablet. And you're going to put in the pin. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. So you guys can, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, matter of fact, no, I got to do it this way. I'm about to mess up. I got to do present, share screen. Ooh. I should have it pulled up. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it right here. And then share. Okay, yeah. Yep, continue with New Island. All right, click start. And then the pin number is going to come up and you guys are going to put that in. You want to play, Musa? Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and then go back and share so everybody can. Okay, cool. So y'all see those numbers right there. There's 7 numbers. Let me get my phone for you, son, so you can play. And then after that, you'll put your name in, and then your name will pop up on the screen. Is this it? Yeah, it's it right here. Kahoot. Turn this up. Perfect. Exit out. Join. Okay, let me put the Kahoot number in. 338. Yay, the queen, the queen. I love it. Shari, what's up? What's up? All right, let's see. All right, cool, son. Now go ahead and put your name in. Hey, Sydney. Woo! Sydney is one of my regulars. Yes, yes. Princess Pretty. Hey, what's up, Princess Pretty? Love to see you, girl. Musa the goat. That's my son, Musa. Yes. So we got 5 already in. So I see we have 8 viewers that I can see on my end. And hopefully I would love to see 8 people come in. I'll wait about another minute. And if that's all we have, that's okay. I still love it. And then I'll go ahead and click start. So I'll give about another, what happened? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kadi, what's up? Is that Kadir? That's my girl. What's up? Yes. Amazing, amazing. Again, like I said, for those of you, if you heard of Augusta Baker, put in the chat if you heard of her. If not, if this was your very first time, can you put that in the chat for me? Put that in the chat. This was your first time hearing of Augusta Baker, Augusta Braxton Baker. Okay. Hey, Tim, what's going on? What's up, babe? How you living? How you living? That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Yes, y'all. Oh, we got folks up in here. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, y'all. I think this is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click start, okay? So we can go ahead and get started. I'm excited. It's a total of 13 questions. So I think you guys are going to be excited about these. All right, let's see. Let me click my share. All right, here we go. Here we go. First time? Okay. So before Augusta Baker became a master storyteller, she was an amazing story. What? Answers. We got a couple more. Do we have 6 people in? I think we got about 6. Okay, there we go. Okay. So yes, so in the beginning, it said that for her to become the master storyteller, she had to start out being an amazing story listener. All right. Always remember that reading starts with listening. Yes, it does. So when remember we were babies, we were listening to those stories. And that's okay. If you did not get it, that is all right. You know it now. All right. That's all right. All right. So good job. The Queen, Shari, Peyton. All right. Sydney and Princess Pretty. You'll be on that scoreboard real soon. All right. That's right. Here we go. All right. Now, what city did Augusta grow up in? I even said it at the end when I gave the timeline of the day that she was born, April 1st, 1911, and I also said the city and the state. Okay, so now Brooklyn. I know she was a librarian in New York, right? Baltimore, Maryland was where she was born and raised. Okay, be more. All right, and that's okay. Maybe some of you came into the story like after the story had started as well, so that could have been part of it. But I know I did say it at the end as well. Good job. All right, Peyton got that one. Okay, yes, indeed. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. Let's see. Who used to tell Augusta stories when she was younger? Was it her great-grandmother, her aunt, her mother, or her grandmother? Who used to tell her those amazing stories that she absolutely loved? Oh, you missed the first part. Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Well, you learning. We're going through it again, so that's all right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, it was her grandmother. Yep. So her grandmother was the one who was telling her those stories. Yep. All right. That's all right. Let's see. Let me share that screen and so you guys can see how you did. All right. Look at Peyton got an answer streak of 3. All right. The Queen, Shari, Sydney, and Princess Pretty. You are going to be on that scoreboard really soon. I believe it's going to be with this question. I truly do. Where was one of the places the book mentioned that her grandmother would tell Augusta stories? Okay. So one of these answers are one of the places that was mentioned in the book where her grandmother would tell her stories. Did you? Oh, shut up. Hey. Yeah, so no, it wasn't before bed. It was walking to the store. Yep. Well, she was walking to the store. She said under the tree, walking to the store, at the kitchen table. So again, for those of you who missed the first part, You know, that's all it was that you mixed. I know you would get it if you would have heard the beginning part of the story. So that's okay. You learning now. Like I said, I always say, hey, we all learning together. All right, good job. All right, Peyton, the Queen, Shari, most of the gold, Sydney. Look at Peyton with that answer streak of 4. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. All right, let me go ahead and share the next question. See, here we go. Augusta's grandmother's tails jumped joyfully to the front of her mind is an example of what type of figure of speech? Okay. So her grandmother's tails jumped joyfully to the front of her mind. Is that a metaphor, a simile, hyperbole, or personification? Remember, metaphor, that's the one you're making the comparison. It doesn't use like or as. Simile does. Hyperbole is an exaggeration. And personification is when you, okay, so it actually was personification. So that's when you put like a human characteristic on like an abstract, you know, something that's abstract. So her grandmother's tails jumped joyfully to the front of her mind. Okay, so that's why that's personification, right? So her tails didn't literally jump, right? But you put that human characteristic on there, on the tails, to show that's how it looked like when she thought of her grandmother's stories. Okay, so that right there, for those of you who are new with the figure of speech, that's what that is. All right. So I'm going to just skip to the next one because nobody had got that answer correct, and that's okay. All right. Since Augusta loved to tell stories, what job did she wind up taking on in Harlem, New York? So this is when she wound up going to New York, right? Okay, very good. Woo! I'm proud of y'all. That's right. So everybody except for one. She was a children's librarian. That's right. That's what she was. You don't hear about librarians hardly anymore. Okay, yay! Look at everybody. I told y'all, Sydney on the board, Shari, the Queen, Peyton, still up there, Moose of the Goat. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! I told you. I said, y'all gonna get on here. That's right. Now, what did she notice about the books that she would read to the children at the library? What was something that she noticed? You answer, Lucy? Mm-hmm. I knew everybody's gonna get that one. I knew it. I said everybody's gonna get this one. That's right. Yes. She was an advocate, right? She said, no, I ain't playing that. Now, what's up with that? Let me show everybody your score right now. Peyton's still in the lead. The Queen, you got Shari, Moose of the Goat. My son rising up. Sydney in the hills. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it. Okay. Here we go with the next question, 8 of 13. Okay. She noticed the books that they did have were rude, mean, and just right. Is that true or false? Is that statement, is that true or is it false? She knows they were rude, mean, and just right. Okay. No. That was false. She noticed they were rude, mean, and just plain wrong. Right? So notice, she said it was already rude and mean, so they wasn't right. It was wrong. Okay, that's what she noticed in those books. So that's why this statement right here is false. Not true. All right. Let's see here. All right, cool, excellent. You got Peyton, the Queen, Shari, Sydney, Musa the Ghost. Sydney, you rising up, girl, rising up. You got an answer streak. Let's see. Why did Augusta feel it was important to showcase Black authors, educators, and librarians? Why was that important? Yay! Hercules! All right, I love it. Oh man, y'all are so dope. I knew everybody was gonna get that. I knew y'all were gonna get that. I knew it. I was like, everybody gonna get that one. Okay. Shari has a streak with 4 correct answers in a row. Go ahead, Shari. Y'all doing y'all thing tonight. Okay. Let's see. We got 10 to 13. Augusta became the first Black coordinator of children's services of which library branches? Okay. She had all the branches. Okay. They say, oh, you need to have all the branches. And you just don't like it. Yes, that's right. New York. That's right. New York, huh? That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Everybody got that one too. I'm proud of y'all. Sydney with the 5 correct answers in a row. Go ahead. See how things happen. So I'll be telling y'all, listen, the tables turn real quick. Which popular children's TV show was Augusta featured on? It mentioned that in the book. Okay, so yeah, I thought you see how I put that reading rainbow in there. I said something, I'm gonna do a little try to throw some folks off. That's all right though. That's how we do. All right, but she was on Sesame Street. That's where she was at. Yep. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? I know I got some Sesame Street heads up in there, my old school folks. Y'all know we was some Sesame Street heads. I love it, y'all. Look at y'all. Yeah. The youngins, I don't think they really into Sesame Street. I don't even do they still, I guess, do new episodes of Sesame Street. I don't really know. Y'all let me know. Do they still do episodes of Sesame Street? I think so. There was a master storyteller job that was created just for her. At what university? They mentioned the university here that they created that job just for her. Now that's dope. Okay, so that was in the University of South Carolina. All right. Yep. So that's all right. That's okay. Let's see. We got it. Who got this? And show y'all. Cool. Still Peyton. Peyton and moved on up. You got Peyton, the Queen, Shari, Sydney, and Musa the Goat. I think we down our last 2 questions, I believe. Oh, no, that's the last one. 13, y'all. All right. So Augusta Baker is honored every year at a festival called, I said it was at the end of the book, Okay, all right. So a few of you remembered, or for those of you maybe who didn't get it, maybe you didn't hear that at the end of the book. So Augusta Baker's Dozen. That's what it's called. I wonder where they got that name from. I wonder what that means. So, but they said they still do that festival every year, and it's in Columbia, South Carolina. All right, y'all. I am so proud of it. We're gonna show the end. Show that podium. Let me show y'all that podium. Okay. Woo! Go ahead, Shari. Third. Go the queen. Second. Who got that first? Haiti! Hey, you got Musa the Goat runner up fourth and Sydney in fifth place, y'all. But guess what? Everybody here are champions because you guys are celebrating literacy with me once again on a Sunday evening. You guys could have been somewhere else. You guys could have been doing your Netflix or, chilling, doing whatever you chose to do. But you said, you know what, I'm going to make a conscious effort to come here on this old internet streets. Yay, you are so welcome. Thank you for joining. Yeah. I had it, and actually I started a little later. My times fluctuate. Sometimes it'll be like 7:30. So I'm not gonna go no later than 8 o'clock. That's definitely my intention. I'll play on. Oh, that's what that is. Thank you. I didn't even know that. Y'all see that? Tasha put that in the chat. She said it's a play on words, Baker's Dozen. See? That's why I love community, right? So you're not going to have all the answers, but somebody else will, all right? Or we're going to find out, all right, together, okay? Yes, good game to everybody, y'all. How did y'all like that? But y'all like this book? This book was great to me. I was like, feeling this story. Yeah, man, this was really good. Like I said, my first time learning about her. And obviously for those of you guys, this was your first time as well. I thank you all again for listening. And you said, did we get a hint for the next story? I'll say this. I'm going to say it's going to feature a black man, for sure. And he was an actor. I'm going to say that. Yes, he was an actor. Yep. Yeah, that book is great. That's really, really a good book. And that was another book that, again, my literacy mentor, she recommended. Soon as she recommended them books, y'all, guess what ABC Read did? Purchase some books. And guess what we're going to be doing? Giving these books out to the community. Yep, that's what we do. We are helping to build these home libraries. And I thank you all. I appreciate you all joining us. Once again, this was brought to you by ABC Read, the nonprofit organization that I was able and blessed to start over 10 years ago, helping to build and develop and nurture a culture of literacy in our Black and brown and underserved communities here throughout the greater Cleveland area, y'all. I thank you. As you all see the ticker at the bottom, I thank you all for the donation. I've been getting some donations coming in, y'all. Y'all are a blessing. Again, that helps pay for these books, the platform, our activities. We have a dope book club that we have. Let me show y'all the book, y'all, the book club we've been reading, where our participants each got their own copy of the book, okay? Spare the Kids While Whooping Children Won't Save Black America by Dr. Stacey Patton. I got my book club members. Some of them are in here right now. We're going to meet in person, inshallah, God willing, where ABC Read is going to pay for their meal at a Black-owned restaurant, and we're going to discuss this book in person. We've been meeting virtually, and then we're going to discuss our last discussion in person. This is our third book club, by the way, that we've had, okay? So these are the things that we're doing to combat the high levels of illiteracy in the community, and I appreciate you guys being here with us because you're helping us do that. Now people, it's like we get more traction. Okay, when I see these numbers, I see 6, 7, 6, 7, 8 people coming up on in, listening. I'm like, woo, we doing it, y'all. So I think somebody put Denzel. Was okay. I'm not okay. Okay. Yes, indeed, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here. My mouth a little dry. I need to drink. Need to eat a little something. But I appreciate you guys again. Thank you. Please share. Please make sure you share, especially my YouTube folks. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I appreciate the comments. And you all, please keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And remember, reading is freedom. Peace.